Welcome to my views and news. Another video on the assassination of Girma Yeshitila. What is going to happen now? What is Amhara government's position? What is Prosperity Party saying? What did PM Abiy say? What's going to happen in coming days? Are we going to see a major operation in the Amhara region, or are we going to see a change in the position of Prosperity Party leaders, scared because they could be targeted as well? Firstly, Amhara regional government today named irregular armed forces. That irregular armed forces killed Girma Yeshitila. It means now this is Amhara government's official position that some militias in the Amhara region assassinated Girma Yeshitila, obviously Fano. Secondly, regional government showed its resolve today that it will take strict action, it will not step back, it will continue the operation, the fight against terrorism and extremism. Extremism is the one word used by Ethiopian PM Abiy today, used by government's communication ministry, by Oromia Prosperity Party, by a Prosperity Party. All these statements contain words like extremism, terrorism. The statements issued in connection with Girma Yeshitila's murder. So all are basically saying that extremist, terrorist elements are behind the assassination of Girma Yeshitila. And Amhara government went a step further. It said irregular armed forces in the Amhara region. Now, we are seeing now a campaign from those people who have been accusing Girma Yeshitila and other Prosperity Party leaders of being anti-Amhara. Those news outlets, those activists, those journalists are now blaming Prime Minister Abiy for the assassination of Girma Yeshitila. They say like Sire McConnell was killed, like Amhara region's president was killed in the past, like some Amhara military commanders were killed in the past. PM Abiy is behind the death of Girma Yeshitila. Why? Because PM Abiy allegedly wants to start a major operation in the Amhara region to crush Amhara youth uprising. So this is new narrative which is being launched by groups, news outlets, journalists, most based abroad. I am not naming anyone, but these journalists, activists, news outlets are responsible for the death of Girma Yeshitila. They spread hate. They declared Girma Yeshitila Bebote Brano Jula, Ageno Tishagar, Demake McConnell as traitors, as working against Amhara interest, as enemies of Amhara. That is why we are seeing that a top Amhara PP leader was assassinated today. Now, what is going to happen is that, as I said in the last video, muddying of the waters. The groups, the hardliners who are actually responsible for this assassination, they'll try to make this assassination controversial. They'll try to accuse Ethiopian PM Abiy and others that they have actually killed Girma Yeshitila. Why? Because government wants a justification for a major operation against militias and former Amhara Special Force members in the Amhara region. They are calling for independent investigation into the death of Girma Yeshitila. Who will conduct this investigation? Of course, any investigative agency, regional or federal, will not be accepted by these hardliners. They'll keep on accusing the investigators of being under the thumb of the government. It means call for independent investigation is basically a way of accusing the Prime Minister. Soon they'll call for international investigation, that some UN other investigation should be held. Purpose is to make things confused, to confuse people. That is what is happening. Based on my understanding of the situation, hardliners from the Amhara region are behind this assassination. I am not naming anyone. And those hardliners are being instigated by some diaspora activists, journalists, news outlets. Can we blame a federal government as well? That federal government, due to some recent decisions, angered people, angered groups in the Amhara region? Yes, partly federal government is responsible as well, because since last year we have been seeing operations against Fano, against Amhara special force members in the Amhara region. Government could not convince the people of the Amhara region about these operations. So frustration is there in the Amhara region. Anti-government sentiment is there. Politicians are speaking too. We have seen statements from Nama party, political party. Their members are at the parliament. They are also opposing some government's decision. Anti-government sentiment is definitely there in the Amhara region. What is next? Yeah, well, a strong message from Amhara hardliners to Amhara PP, to Ethiopian federal government, has been sent through this assassination. Consequence? Either Amhara PP, federal PP, federal government officials, they'll be scared, they'll step back, they'll be reluctant to come to the forefront, or they're going to launch a major operation against the hardliners in the Amhara region. Now, other prosperity party leaders will also feel threatened, especially from the Amhara region. They could be the victim of similar attacks too. A sense of insecurity is going to prevail among top prosperity party leaders. And we're seeing similar campaign against Fano, against Abebo Tadasi and others. It means that we're going to see a major operation against Fano, against former members of Amhara Special Force in Amhara region. I don't believe that Girma Yeshitila was killed, he was assassinated to justify the new operation. No. New operation does not need any justification. Operation is already underway to some extent. The decision to disband Amhara Special Force was made before the assassination of Girma Yeshitila. So government does not need any justification. The claim made by activists that government needs a justification to launch a major operation is not convincing. I personally think that government will be forced to launch a major operation in the region now. And secondly, those political parties, those groups, those politicians who were supporting Fano, who were supporting some hardliners in the region, now they'll find it difficult to speak for these hardliners in the region. So we're going to see a new confrontation between hardliners in the Amhara region and prosperity party, regional and federal. things are not looking good in the Amhara region in coming days. We have seen statements from Oromia Prosperity Party, from Adanich Ababe, the mayor, calling Girma Yeshitila brother, saying that he was working for brotherhood and his mission will continue. I don't see hand from outside Amhara region in the death of Girma Yeshitila. Attackers seem to be internal. PM Abiy will be accused, like he has been accused of so many assassinations. Conspiracy theories will be launched. Conspiracy theories are starting to float around. Hard times ahead for Amhara regional leadership as well. The leadership will have to take a responsibility for the decisions which have been made, which are going to be made in coming days. It puts the regional leadership in a very difficult position. They cannot make both the sides happy, Amhara hardliners and Ethiopian federal government. So far, what I can conclude, viewers, is that in coming days we could see more unrest in the Amhara region. Conspiracy theories will be launched, but please don't be part of spreading any conspiracy theory. Analyze the situation. Don't blame this murder on those who are not behind this murder. If hardliners have done that, they should accept the responsibility for it. They should tell the people, yes, they have killed the man because the man was trying to kill them. They should have the guts, the courage to speak in front of the people, but it won't happen. Rather, what I said earlier, you'll see muddying the water.